Upon these three last orders, the Archon seemed to be haranguing at the head of his army in this manner: My dear lords and excellent patriots, a government of this make is a commonwealth for increase. Of those for preservation, the inconveniences and frailties have been shown. Their roots are narrow, such as do not run, have no fevers, their tops weak and dangerously exposed unto the weather, except you chance to find one as Venice planted in a flower pot, and if she grows top heavy and falls too. But you cannot plant an oak in a flower pot. She must have earth for her root and heaven for her branches. Imperium Oceano famanque terminet astris. Rome was said mole sua ruere, to be broken by her own weight, but poetically. For that weight, by which she was pretended to be ruined, was supported in her in her emperors by a far slighter foundation. And in the common experience of good architecture, there is nothing more known than that buildings stand the firmer and the longer for their own weight, nor ever swerve through any other internal cause than that their materials are corruptible. But the people never die, nor as a political body are subject unto any other corruption than that which deriveth from their government. Unless a man will deny the chain of causes in which he denies God, he must also acknowledge the chain of effects. Wherefore, there can be no effect in nature that is not from the first cause, and those successive links of the chain, without which it could not have been. Now, except a man can show the contrary in a commonwealth, if there be no cause of corruption in the first make of it, there can never be any such effect. Let no man's superstition impose profaneness upon this assertion. For as a man is sinful, but yet the world is perfect, so may the citizen be sinful, and yet the commonwealth be perfect. And as man, seeing the world is perfect, can never commit any such sin as can render it imperfect or bring it unto a natural dissolution, so the citizen, where the commonwealth is perfect, can never commit any such crime as can render it imperfect or bring it unto a natural dissolution. To come unto experience, Venice, notwithstanding that we have found some flaws in it, is the only commonwealth in the make whereof no man can find a cause of dissolution, for which reason we behold her, albeit she consists of men that are not without sin, at this day with 1,000 years upon her back. For any internal cause as young, as fresh and free from decay, or any appearance of it, as she was born. But whatever in nature is not sensible of decay, by the course of 1,000 years is capable of the whole age of nature, by which calculation, for any check that I am able to give myself, a commonwealth rightly ordered may for any internal causes be as immortal or long-lived as the world. But if this be true, those commonwealths that are naturally fallen must have derived their ruin from the rise of them. Israel and Athens died not natural, but violent deaths. In this manner the world is to die. We are speaking of those causes of dissolution which are natural unto government, and they are but two, either contradiction or inequality. If a commonwealth be a contradiction, she must needs destroy herself, and if she be unequal, it tends to strife, and strife to ruin. By the former of these fell Lacedaemon, by the latter Rome. Lacedaemon being made altogether for war, and yet not for increase, her natural progress became her natural dissolution, and the building of her own victorious hand too heavy for her foundation. So she indeed fell by her own weight. But Rome, through her native inequality, which how it inveterated the bosoms of the Senate and the people against other and even unto death, hath been shown at large. Look well unto it, my lords, for if there be a contradiction or inequality in your commonwealth, it must fall. But if it have neither of these, it hath no principle of mortality. Do not think me imprudent. If this be truth, I shall commit a gross indiscretion in concealing it. Sure, I am that Machiavel is for the immortality of a commonwealth upon far weaker principles. If a commonwealth, saith he, were so happy as to be provided with men that when she is swerving from her principles should reduce her unto her institution, she would be immortal. But a commonwealth, as we have demonstrated, swerveth not from her principles, but by and through her institution. If she brought no bias into the world with her, her course for any internal cause must be straightforward, as we see is that of Venice. She cannot turn unto the right hand nor to the left, but by some rubs, which is not an internal but an external cause, against such she can be no way fortified but through her situation, as in Venice, or through her militia, as was Rome, by which examples a commonwealth may be secure of those also. Think me not vain, for I cannot hold a commonwealth that is rightly instituted can never swerve, nor one that is not rightly instituted be secured from swerving by reduction unto her principles. Wherefore it is no less apparent in this place that Machiavel understood not a commonwealth as to the whole piece. As we're having told you that a tribune or any other citizen of Rome might propose a law unto the people and debate it with them, he adds, this order was good while the people were good, but when the people became evil it became most pernicious, as if this order, through which with the like the people most apparently became evil, could ever have been good, or that the people of the commonwealth could ever have become good by being reduced unto such principles as were the original of their evil. The disease of Rome was, as hath been shown, from the native inequality of her balance, and no otherwise from the empire of the world, which then, as this falling into this one scale, that of the nobility, an evil in such a fabric inevitable, kicked out the people. Wherefore a man that could have made her to throw away the empire of the world might in that have reduced her unto her principles, and yet have been so far from rendering her immortal that going no farther he would never have cured her. But your commonwealth is founded upon an equal agrarian, and if the earth be given unto the sons of men, this balance is the balance of justice, such an one as, in having due regard unto the different industry of different men, yet faithfully judgeth the poor, and the king that faithfully judgeth the poor, his throne shall be established forever. Much more the commonwealth, seeing that equality, which is the necessary dissolution of monarchy, is the generation, the very life and soul of a commonwealth. And now, if ever, I may be excusable, seeing that the throne of the commonwealth may be established forever in consonant unto the Holy Scriptures.